Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here again with No BS Golf, presented by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Wanted to cover one more big topic here this morning. You know, again, coming down to this golf instruction stuff, YouTube, Instagram, different people out there. I have a couple of guys, top 50 golf instructors that I still take classes with every week. Not golf, how to swing it classes, but these guys are on another level of high level learning. Anyhow, the point of that is that it's important to find the right kind of information. If you're really, really, truly trying to dive in, find yourself a better game, setting some goals, achieving some big, changes in how you play. Whether it's, drop your handicap 10, 20 strokes, whether it's win a tournament at the club or a state event, whatever it might be. It's so important that you find good information because more often than not, the information that is out there is not so great, folks. Some of it is just flat out BS. So, in relation to that, to the other top 50 golf digest instructors in the nations that I listen to every weekend on the old Sirius XM app. They got the PGA Tour station, and on Saturday and Sunday mornings they have golf school. Anyhow, I love those guys. They're great. They cover a lot of amazing information, and they do it well. They do it properly. They don't, what I call the breed. Hey, everybody doing that all right? We're going to fix your game. No. They're not. They're just straight up talking to you to help inform you and give you great information to consider. And that's kind of along the lines of what I've done in my career and similar to why I'm putting out this information now. And when it comes to that, one of the other topics that I come across often, and these guys actually had a show where they talked about it here, not too far back, week, 2, 3 ago, can't remember. Go listen to their shows. They're excellent. Listen to every single one of them. They're absolute the best content out there, hands down. Of course, subscribe here and share my info too. But anyways, no. So one of the things. So if you're learning something, if you're taking a lesson, if you're developing something, you've gotten a skill that you've clung to, that you're trying to rotate this or angle that, whatever it is, right? There's a million things we can work on. The thing you have to understand is that if you're actually going to do that, if you're actually going to attempt to change something, my takeaway or my up here and my down here and my over there, whatever, almost all of the time you have to understand that that one thing is not likely going to make you better. Not only that one thing might actually make you worse at first. Which is why we don't typically send people to the range right away when they're learning a new skill. In fact, I don't like anybody learning a skill on a range unless they are actually ready for it. Because more often than not, a new skill, a new learning thing is going to not work. And when it's not working and the ball ain't going the way you want it to go, you're going to want to give up right away. I'd rather learn the skill, really harness it, understand it, develop it, get good at it, and in a much more appropriate way, begin to learn to apply it. Like into a net, for example. At home. Not a lot of speed. Watch the tournament over there. Hey, Player Champions coming up. We're going to have all kinds of coverage all of a sudden. Way better than the rest of the weeks. That later. But anyhow, watch the tournament and just learn a skill, right? So the problem is that the reason we want to go about that route is we don't want to experience negativity in learning a new skill. We don't want bad output to set players back and make them stop trying and to develop the skill. And the reason that it typically doesn't create a good output right away is because one skill changed in a golf swing or one thing changed in a golf swing normally requires 3, 4, 5 other things to be changed with it in order for all of them to come together and work. Probably haven't heard that in your lessons out there on the range now, have you folks? No. Because it's hard to stand on a range and give the 30-minute lesson one time and tell people the truth instead of just trying to help them hit the ball a little bit better on the spot. And unfortunately, that's not always the right thing to do. I don't BS people. This is no BS golf for a reason. So you have to be careful with what you're learning. You have to be careful with what you're trying to apply. And you need to know that if you're working on that angle of attack thing, that swing plane thing, that through impact face thing, that, all the things you might be taking in out there, that A, it could apply to you. Go back to my other video though. It may not apply to you. Make sure it does. But if it does apply to you, that one changed is not necessarily going to produce the result you're seeking. In fact, more often than not, it won't. It's going to require other things to change with that one change. And when all of them have come together and we know it has changed, that's another topic for another day. We'll go over that. How do we know if things have changed? But if it's all changed, and if the player has been able to accomplish these many new skills and put them together, then that's the point where we can start to go, okay, let's go see it in action. Let's go put it out there on a range with measurability and accountability. What is the target? What is the goal? How many percentage times do we need it to do this versus that and this far and so far? Measurability and accountability, folks. That's another thing. We're going to go over that later as well as another video. But the point is this. You can't go out there and develop a lot of skills and immediately apply them and get results. At least not the results you may be seeking. So be careful. Bad results do not always mean bad things. For some players, if they're big slicers, for example, and we're going to really truly change that player into at least a straighter player, maybe even a draw player someday, then I got news for them. I don't want them hitting it anywhere remotely close to the target. More often than not with that player, especially in the beginning, I want them hitting it straight right. And people can go, what are you talking about? I'm like, because I know better. I know if they're going to break through and get to the stage of golf that they want to be able to accomplish someday on a consistent basis, a long-term lasting basis, they're going to have to learn to hit the ball a different way for a little while and then come back. And then we straighten it out later with those additional changes. But the first change might require bad ball flight. Then we add change 2, change 3, 4, and 5. And once all of them come together, it ain't going right no more. It's going a lot straighter. Right about where you want it to be, right? And so that's something I wanted to cover again, or to cover here this morning, because I see it too often and have for 25 years. People working on this or that or a YouTube thing, and okay, great, and assuming that it applies to them. My next question is, but do you know what's supposed to happen if you actually change that? And unfortunately, about 99.9% of the time, their reaction is a look of confusion. So, that means one of two things to me. Either A, they're not getting a very good lesson. Or B, they're just going to YouTube and trying something just for the heck of it. And neither one of those things are good. I can tell you that right now. If you can't answer the question, what are you working on, why are you working on it, and what should you expect, with very quick, easy answers, then you're not getting the right information, folks. And that's what no BS golf is all about. So if you want to find out and you want to learn about that stuff, again, you don't have to live down the street for me to find out. We got this amazing technology nowadays. First, be sure to go down to the responses in the YouTube here. Go ahead and ask questions, whatever. Anytime you want, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Go share that thing on the Twitter universe and everywhere else you can out there, folks. But know this, you can contact me anytime. You can hit me up on Twitter. It's P45KDG at P45KDG. My email, P45knuckledowngolf@gmail.com. So P45knuckledowngolf all together at Gmail. And all we got to do is have a conversation. It's that simple. I need to learn. I need to know about you. I need to know what's going on. And I just need to see the swing. And we can do that via video, and we can do it via FaceTime, Zoom, you name it. But that's how you're going to find out the right information. And that's going to how you're going to find out if you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing in order to get to those goals that you have. Or maybe you need some goals, and then we can figure out how to get you there. We can do that anytime, anywhere, you name it. For now, Ryan Carpenter. We'll catch you later, folks.